is Farhan Ahmed, and I'm a lecturer at THA Sufa University, Karachi. And today I'll be discussing a topic called personal development. As you might be aware that I've already created one video on personal development in the last lecture, and today I'll be discussing a personal development plan. So let's start. In this video, I've been trying to a bit more creative, trying to utilize the space that I have available with me. And I just want to make sure that, I can make it more effective and efficient. So probably it might not be that efficient with the amount of technological infrastructure and communication infrastructure I have, but I just want to give it the best. So let's start. When we discussed personal development in the very last class, I just want to show you my ELT here, the Executive Lounge, which is at my disposal, thanks to the permission given by the Dean and the Vice Chancellor. And I will also try to sort of like readjust my tripod. So it's a bit of a trouble there, but that's okay. So let's begin. And we are in the spot, our ideal spot, as I try to video most of my videos on the spot. So let's begin and discuss what we can do today as far as the personal development is concerned. So in the previous lecture, if you remember, we had discussed what personal development is. And we had agreed upon, after making some arguments, that personal development is a conscious effort, it's a deliberate effort about improving the quality of your life. And you do it by making a plan, and during this process, you do realize your dreams and aspirations. You do realize your dreams and aspirations, as we discussed in the last class. And when we were discussing the benefits of the personal development, we agreed that yes, personal development helps you in enhancing your skill set. It helps you in building the relationship. It also helps you in building your confidence. And apart from that, in personal development, you create something called self-awareness. So you're more aware about your personality, your strengths and weaknesses, and you can embark on a journey where you can find a personal development plan. Apart from discussing the personal development benefits, we also focused on the different types of personal development, in which we said that there are different ingredients personal development has. Those are the ingredients of physical development, spiritual development, personal growth, of course. And of course, we discussed that your professional development also comes very handy. So these are the four things that we discussed in terms of different types of personal development in the very last lecture. Apart from that, we also looked at the personal development process, that how mindfulness, how embracing failure, how getting a feedback will help you going through the process of personal development. So the very first thing that we discussed was the practicing of mindfulness, that how do you practice mindfulness, how you enjoy every single moment, and you're mindful of your surroundings around you. And then we said that yes, in this journey of personal development, you will incur a lot of setbacks, you'll face a lot of disappointment, you'll suffer a lot of losses, you'll suffer a lot of breakdown, and that's something we discuss is the part of personal development journey where you will incur a lot of challenges. And that's the second thing that we discussed when we were discussing the personal development. The last thing we discussed was the feedback, that you must have an element of feedback in this process of personal development so that you can continuously improve yourself. But today's topic is about personal development plan. Yes, we have gone through the benefits, types, and what is personal development. We also discussed a bit of a different sections of the brain in the last lecture, that what left side of the brain and right side of the brain can work for you. And we also discussed 5 personality traits, in which we discuss conscientiousness, agreeableness, emotional stability, open to experiences. All these things came under discussion in the last lecture. So after doing a bit of a revision, let's look at the personal development plan and look at the stages. So we will be looking at 7 stages. Okay? We'll be looking at 7 stages. The very first stage in personal development plan that we will be looking at is identifying the purpose. So first thing that you want to do in your personal development plan is to define your purpose. And when you have a purpose, when you have a defined path, you have a direction to go, that's where you will be more productive. Right now, most of the people, they are on too many boats. They do not know what's their purpose. And I would suggest that if you are trying to identify your purpose, always try to link the purpose with your professional work. So in your work environment, you can always come up with some kind of purpose about your life or professional life where you can head. Or it could be about your educational upgradation, it could be about a particular training, it could be about building some kind of expertise, it could be about mastering some kind of skill, it could be about developing some kind of competency. So all these things are the examples of identifying the purpose. Then after, once you have identified the purpose, you are unifocal. You know which way you are going, monotonous. So not monotonous, but unifocal. Then comes in identifying development needs. Okay. So you have to identify the needs. What kind of skill? Is it hard skill? Is it soft skill? Is it conceptual skill? Is it analytical skill? Is it interpersonal skill? What kind of skill you want to build? And as you understand that we live in a world where we have got artificial intelligence, we have got marketing movers being challenged by the generative AI, we have got a lot of technology coming into play, and you must want to sort of like identify one of these needs as part of your sort of like personal development plan. Third one is identifying development opportunities. So that's another area which is very interesting, that you must find some kind of opportunity. Might be a scholarship, might be a support program, might be something that has been available in the society or in the market, or it might be a skill enhancing workshop that you want to pop into. So if you identify your development opportunities, you must look for opportunities which are cost effective or for free maybe. And this is where your skills level will go to the next level. And you will be able to present yourself in the market as a more valuable person. So that's the thing that majority of the people lag behind in this area. They do identify the development needs, they do identify the weak points, but they do not have financial independence. They do not have enough in their pocket or kitty that they can spend on their professional or personal development. And this is where countries like Pakistan are lagging behind. We do not have a student sponsorship, and we do not have support programs as such that can enable students to achieve their dreams. So yes, personal development is about realizing your aspirations and dreams. And yes, you know you have identified the purpose of your life after doing some consultation, after doing some analysis. But yes, this is the area. This is the area. Then comes formulate action plan. So, formulating action plan is about setting specific goals. So you will be coming up those smart goals, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound, where you will come up with an action plan that can get you to your sort of like dream or your destiny. So that can help you in achieving your sort of like purpose. So whatever is the objective that you have set or the target that you have set, that can be achieved if you have formulated an effective, efficient action plan. So that's something you really want to work on. And after you have created the plan, of course, you want to take action. And once you have taken action, there comes a time, and when you're doing an action, when you're taking an action, you want to be very careful that yes, if you're going too fast, you need good breaks as well. So some people get excited when they're working on a personal development plan, and I've seen like most of the people who want to go to the gym in the first 2 weeks they're very pumped up, they're very energetic, but here comes like the third week where they have body pain and everything, and they give up. So they cannot sustain it, they cannot continue it. So that's where the crux is. You don't want to give up. You do just want to continue. So if you give up in the face of the adversity, or that adversity could be pain, it could be disappointment, it could be a setback, it could be a breakdown, it could be a business loss, any of these things. So you want to make sure that action is there, but the action has to be logical, reasonable, and a realistic action, not something that is just like too much effort that you put in there. So it has to be a reasonable action. So as we say that you have to sort of like use a reasonable force in order to defend yourself, so that you do not hurt others or you do not kill others. So that's the action. So when we discuss about ideas, as I say most of the time, that ideas are the cheapest thing in the market. The real thing is the execution. The real thing is what is the discipline that you use to implement those ideas. Okay, so that's where the action is, and then comes outcomes. So you will sort of record outcomes. So when you see improvement in your personality, you have to record the outcomes. So whatever outcome results that you're achieving, I hope that this is the desired outcome that you're achieving, or intended results that you're after. You have to make a diary, you have to make a note of this sort of like results, so that you can review them, you can evaluate and review. So that's very important, that you have to review and evaluate when you have created, when you have achieved some kind of outcome. So this is an ongoing thing. Yeah, you have got all the things lined up here. These are the 7 stages of personal development plan. But when we discuss personal development plan, of course it starts with something called uh, clarity. So the first thing that we are looking at is at clarity. Then we are looking at motivation. Then we are looking at efficiency. So this is the personal development plan process, where you have to be clear about where you're headed. You must have some kind of direction, some kind of purpose that you're working on. That's the very first thing. And then comes motivation. And how do you get motivated? Of course, when you are purpose oriented, when you are goal oriented, this brings motivation. If you're doing something that you love, it will bring motivation for you. And once you have motivation, you have to work, and this is mostly this part, action and record outcomes, in an efficient way. So we see this is the entire process, and I just want to discuss the 7 pillars of personal development here, because we have gone through the personal development plan. We understand what is personal development is, and those of my students who I have been teaching this semester, they have got an opportunity to have a refresher through this lecture, because I see most of the people are away from the books, and there are multiple books that I've been using in this semester, and we'll be looking at pillars of personal development. So when we discuss the first pillar, is called personal skills. So when we are engaging in the process of personal development, the very first thing that we have to be cautious of is what? Personal skills. So personal skills is the first area where you want to work on when you're working on your personal development. And that will give you an edge, that will give you a competitive advantage over other competitors, over other people who are in the market. And you'll be able to sort of like compete better based on the set of skills that you will sort of like build. So in order to, and it could be about enhancing the existing set of skills, you're just upgrading it. And it happens mostly in the IT sector, where people try to acquire the new skills in the market to handle the new software that have been introduced. So that's the first thing. Then comes personal growth. So personal growth is about stepping outside your circle. So when we are living in a comfort zone, it is making us lethargic, it's making us lazy, it's making us softer, it's making us dependable. So you don't want to stay in that particular, comfort zone. You want to step outside that comfort zone, and you want to explore the world and the, opportunities that you have. Then comes personal power. How is personal power built? Personal power is built by building relationships. So when you make good relationships with the people in the market, that will give you something called personal power. You should go and meet the market pundits, the market experts, and you must have the knowledge about the different people in the market. That will that will create something called personal power in you. And comes what? Personal empowerment. Once you have got the right contacts in place, you'll be able to get your things done easily. You will be empowered. It will enable you that you can utilize those personal contacts or relationships in the market that we call public relationship with to resolve the problems that you are facing, to find the solutions to the problem. So that's personal empowerment that you want to sort of like build, yeah? And then comes personal objectives, personal improvement, sorry. You want to improve yourself, and when we discuss improving yourself, as we see here, we have got all the different types of personal development types, like personal physical development, spiritual development, professional development, personal growth. All these are the examples of what? Personal improvement. So you are improving professionally, physically, spiritually, and that's something personal improvement. Then comes personal objectives, as I've discussed, that you must have some kind of goal in your life, and your objectives will help you in getting to the results, and that's the personal objectives, yeah? And the last thing, which rather more important, is personal analysis. I hope it is recording there, yeah. Personal analysis. So when you analyze your strengths and weaknesses, when you analyze where do you stand in life, where you analyze how much time you're left with in terms of making a difference on a particular program or as overall in your life, that's where your personal analysis come through. So far in these two lectures of personal development, we have looked at a range of things with the definition of personal development, types, its benefits, process. We have looked at the functions of brain. We have also discussed some of the major characteristics of the personality. We have looked at the personal development plan. And in this plan, you must have your mission and vision. So when we discuss the personal mission is who you are, why you're here, what do you do? So what is your purpose? That's what we have discussed, where you headed, and who are you? So that's the mission. And when we discuss the values of a person, that is related to the vision. How do you want to achieve those goals in terms of values? How your decision making will be done based on the set of values that you have, based on the set of moral standards that you have. So this is the lecture that I wanted to create for the students of personal development. That's our second lecture, in which we have looked at mainly the personal development plan. So in the next lecture, we'll be looking at new topics, but maybe the personal grooming could be next topic. We'll be looking at office etiquettes, cubicle etiquettes, and so on and so forth. And we might be looking at goal settings as well. So thank you so much, guys. Look after yourself. I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.